Hello, good morning. You are listening to Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachman Network. I can hardly contain myself this morning. I'm so excited. I've got two friends here who are just going to blow your minds away with Pesach talk. Purim is behind us. Pesach is in front of us. It is such an exciting and busy time of the year. I'm like, can hardly contain myself. For those of you who don't know me or tuning in for the very first time, my name is Naomi Nachman, and I am about all the food all the time. I love food. I love shopping for it, cooking it, eating at restaurants, anything food related. I'm a kosher personal chef. My business is called the Aussie Gourmet. I'm running a catering business right now for Pesach, and every day from morning till night, I am in that kitchen cooking. Baruch Hashem. It's so much fun. I'm enjoying all the amazing ingredients that are out there. I hope you'll tune in every week and hear about my cooking adventures, my kosher food traveling, and sharing great food ideas and recipes each week. But I want to hear from you. I love when you guys email me. Judy, thank you. I love when you do that. I always have so much hakarat hatov to you because you are just always emailing and promoting the recipes that you make, that you hear from the show and enjoying our show. And everyone, Ruvain, also thank you. A big shout out to you guys, the super fans of Nachum Segal Network. If you have any questions, cooking questions, guest questions about my guests, you can always reach out to me, Naomi@nachumsegal.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or my website, and we love to hear from you guys. So today is going to be an unbelievable show. I'm just going to start off because I realized last week I didn't talk about my Montreal trip, and it was unbelievable. I just want to give a shout out to some of the restaurants that I was at. I was at many of them, but really I ate at, I'm just drawing a blank on the name. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll come back to that one. Chops. It's a great steakhouse. They had this crazy extensive menu. Okay, now I remember. So they had this huge menu. Then we ate at Lele's. I went around, by the way, where food and fashion came together with Annette. With Annette. I can't believe I said that. With Annette, from Esther's online, and she's just fabulous. She and her husband took me around, as I said, on the last show, which was before Purim. And they took me around and we went to these amazing restaurants. So we went to Lele's. Lele is AKA Leia. And she is 20 years old and opens her own restaurant. Isn't that amazing? The food was fabulous, and I was completely blown away by how mature and how fabulous and how young she is to own such a successful, well-run business. We went to Yakimoto, which was amazing sushi. We went to Chesky's. We went to right next door is Deli 360, and there's another one, Yoshioko. They brought us out this flaming fleishik sushi roll that was shaped like a dragon. It was on fire. It was crazy amazing. So we just was completely blown away by the food. Of course, we had poutine, which was always good, and then Exception Bistro, which was delicious. I went there twice, once for cheesecake with Annette and her husband, Yodahan. If you're following him on Instagram, he's a big foodie. And then I went back with my cousins for brunch. We liked it so much. So it was a really great food trip. Montreal's really nice kosher food. They have, by the way, again, I'm talking about food and fashion. The clothing there is amazing. Lollipop clothing, fantastic. And Armando, fantastic shopping. So I got Sneers Express, which is in the Cavendish Mall. Fabulous. So I did really well, and they had this massive chop competition that I did there on Sunday night, which raised money for the Israel Bonds, and it was done through the Bailey Shul. And thank you, Shira Miller, for bringing me out there. But it was so much fun. I've been doing tons of cooking competitions as well as cooking demos and selling my book. And I hope you all have perfect flavors and perfect for Pesach. And by now, I've sent out a list of all the kosher Pesach recipes that are in perfect flavors. Okay, so you have a whole book, Perfect for Pesach, on Pesach recipes, mostly non-gebrachs, only 4 gebrachs, 4 or 5. And then I have in perfect flavors, I put out a list. It's on my Facebook. It's going to be on my Instagram of what you can use some perfect flavors, and the adaptations are for perfect flavors. So I hope you are all enjoying my books for this holiday season. It's amazing how fast this year has gone. We are just about up to April now. It's crazy. And I have such an exciting guest lineup. I have two friends who I have met through the Instagram world, through the foodie world. I would have never have met them without the connection of food and Instagram and social media. And media is just growing like crazy. Podcast. This show is podcasted as well on iTunes. So many great shows on the Nachum Segal Network available on the podcasts. But two women who I just admire, who've taken their business. I always call it from brain to shelf. And we spoke about the last week. They have these concepts in their heads, an idea lying awake at night thinking, how can I grow my business? And the next thing you know, a couple months later, sometimes it's years later, but this product is on the shelf or out for sale. And it's just so impressive. And I'd like to welcome Jacqueline Elbaz, a.k.a. on Instagram. She's stuffed with 4 Fs. She's from Brooklyn with a Syrian background. And we have, I guess this is the Syrian show, Esther Anzaroot. She's been a guest on before. She's glutenfree.sy on Instagram and has taken her amazing Syrian food gluten-free. So Erev Pesach, right now we're going to have these amazing products that she has. Esther and I just taught a class at the Kosher Culinary in Brooklyn. It was an absolutely, it's an incredible place. I love working with the team there. We did a show there, ZK, last year, right? The final season, was it last year? Or the year before? Everything's a blur. I don't know. When did we do our show? The year that they opened. I know it's bad. The year that they opened, we did a show from this school there, and it was so much fun. Yeah. Okay. We're getting old. Okay. We can look it up. You can look it up on the podcast or on the archives on the NSN app. So welcome, Esther Anzaroot. It's enough of me talking.
Thanks. So happy to be here.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So how's it going since we saw you last?
Yeah, a lot of changes. I'm in a commercial kitchen now at the Kosher Culinary Center, fully dedicated kitchen. Hashgacha. I have a mashgiach all the time, and just growing, just getting the word out there to the gluten-free community.
So let's take it back from the beginning. Before, when you first had this daydream about having something, why did you start this business?
It's a cute story. My son brought home his gluten-free girlfriend, who was Ashkenaz, and she couldn't taste our culture, and I felt terrible about it. And I decided that I had to figure it out so she could taste all of our maza or appetizers, our culture, and just be a part of our eating family. And one thing led to another. I had no idea how many gluten-free people there were out there. And then Passover's coming, which is my season, because guess what? We all become gluten-free for 8 days. So I know what I'm doing, and it's a very, very busy season for me, thank God. And I brought a lot of samples of what I can make and what I can do.
ZK, she had us at samples. Yay, we're always hungry on this Friday mornings. We're actually recording this during the week, and it's airing on Friday when you are listening to it. But it's so exciting to see your product just grow and grow. I remember when you first started, what was the first thing you got out there?
Oh, the cheese sambusak. The cheese sambusak was one of the first.
Can you tell us what sambusak is for the Ashkenazim in the?
So here it's a dough, and then it's moon shaped, and then we fluted it, and it has a cheese. Oh boy, a cheese and egg mixture inside.
Okay.
And it's savory.
So it's kind of like a
bureka.
A bureka. Okay, these are beautifully done.
And these happen to the flour is made out of almond flour, tapioca, potato starch, and xanthan gum. All kosher for Passover, all non-kitniot, all non-gabraks.
Now, what is xanthan gum? When you read a package with xanthan gum, you think, oh, that sounds so unnatural. But okay. It really is.
It's a chemical from corn. It's a corn derivative, and what it does is it puts back the binding that the gluten isn't there. So it's substitute for the gluten, and it gives it it's a binder.
Okay.
But even though it's made out of kitniot, corn, it's still kosher for Passover. Rabbi approved. It's fine. And because it's a chemical and it's derived.
Okay.
I can show the packaging.
Okay, well, I believe you. Okay. And these are available at Gourmet Glatt?
They will be. Now they are.
Fantastic. Okay, so this is shehakol?
Correct.
Because there's no flour in here, right?
Right.
Mm.
I baked it this morning. They're usually better right out of the oven.
I'm going for one.
It's savory. I'm eating and talking. It's savory.
And this is the same dough, but there's a spinach on it. And you have to taste the ravioli because I think that's going to be a big hit.
I'm just having a sip. That was those few seconds silence.
My kids love those.
Yeah.
They love them.
So Esther brought some samples over to my house a couple of weeks ago. If you're following me on Instagram, you saw her. We love the little spinach.
That's
ones.
the same. So this is the kosher version.
The kosher. It's always kosher.
Right,
kosher
correct.
the
I'm
Pesach
sorry. Thanks
version.
for catching that.
It's
kosher
always
kosher for Passover.
I call it. So in my phone, I have a shortcut for my phone because it's so hard to write out kosher for Passover. Kosher
KP,
for,
right.
So KLP. So this is KLP.
Right. Non-Gebrox, non-Kitniyot.
It's amazing, and it's not fattening. Well, maybe. I wish that would be the perfect
No, but
thing.
it's not regular. The regular sambusak has butter and...
Oh,
There's
sorry.
butter in here too.
Oh, there's butter in there.
Oh, you had me at butter. That's for sure.
Here's the.
It's amazing that this is not right, CK. It's unbelievable that this is not made with flour. Really tastes like. How did you learn this? You know, it's not so easy to learn.
Well, it's a lot of research. It's a lot of recipe testing. I do this every day out of the year. So, I mean, I'm actually somebody who literally cooks for Passover every day that I go to work. So after a while, with a lot of practice, you understand if you want an optimum result with your flours, you definitely need to blend them. You need to blend them at the right ratios. And that's something that we talked about last night at the class, is blending those flours to get a better result.
Now, let's just talk about, I always say that line, right, guys? I always say, now, let's just talk. I just realized I say that a lot. Did your son marry this girl?
Oh, yes, thank God.
We needed a happy ending.
No,
okay.
thank
the happy
God.
ending is great product.
Right.
But that's such a cute story. Can you imagine if they wouldn't have, you met this girl, my son just once dated, but it
And
has
then my son-in-law became also celiac, and he said somebody needs to offer these foods.
Was he Ashkenaz or?
No,
Syrian?
he's actually Lebanese Sephardic also.
Because I find that more Ashkenazim are gluten-free or have celiac.
Actually, no, there's a
It's
lot
not
of
true.
Syrians. There's
Yeah?
a lot of Syrians. A lot of
Celiacs
kids.
or gluten
Yeah,
intolerant.
there's a lot more than I would ever have imagined. And this year I made pita bread.
Okay, now, pita bread.
Pita
For
bread.
Pesach.
For Passover.
Now, let me
no
just-
yeast. There's no yeast in this.
Yeast is the leavener.
Right,
that
but there
makes
is
it-
no yeast, and the reason they puff up is because of the moisture. The moisture. These I made yesterday, but the moisture.
It looks. We need some hummus. Oh, by the way, I've kosher Pesach hummus in my perfect for Pesach chuppah.
Yeah, well, last night
Made with
we had
quinoa.
your hummus. It was delicious last night with my pita chips.
Okay, all
But
right.
this is
This is unreal. Can I just say, on my Pesach program that I went to for the last 4 years, I was with Ram Caterers, and this year I'm with Gross and Schechter. This year we couldn't fly anywhere for Pesach, so we're staying in the New York area, and I'm going to be doing tons and tons of cooking classes and chop competitions at the program. I'm super excited. But at Ram, they had bagels and baguettes, not mazonot. They were shehakol. They weren't even gebrachs. They were non-gebrachs.
right.
They were delicious. You toast them every morning. I would go down to breakfast and I put them through the toaster. It was weird not washing on it, but who cares? It's kosher. It's allowed. I'm going to do it.
Right, I asked the rabbi. He said it was shakol, and these puff up because of the moisture. There is no yeast.
This is not normal, CK.
Yeah, and some people might be a little, hesitant to eat them on Passover because
it looks like bread.
It looks like bread, and they're going to be eating a cheese sandwich and a pita bread in Disney World, and people are going to be giving them.
Okay,
The
but
Syrians with the string cheese
Yeah.
and pita bread. That's
is that like a thing with a string cheese?
Yeah, I mean your lunch, and look, you can see we even got a pocket.
Okay, let me bring that up to the camera. So you could make a salami sandwich. Make
Hey,
shawarma.
tuna fish.
No.
Shawarma.
Shawarma.
And the hummus from my book with some shawarma
Right.
spices.
We enjoyed that last night with the pita chips that I made.
Oh my gosh.
I've been dreaming about this, by the way, ever since I saw her make it. I'm like, I need to try that.
Look at this. I mean, this is a day later.
CK is like, can you imagine this out of the oven or toasted?
Out of the oven, it's
Flatbread.
insane.
You
Yeah.
can make this pizza.
Pizza.
Flatbread.
I actually have pizza here for you.
Really? Oh, she thought of everything. And that means you're always hungry.
And the ravioli is insane too. If you have little kids, if you have little kids that don't eat on Passover, this is your answer.
This is sick. Okay, ZK, take some home for your kids.
I put an extra pork.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I
take the loose one.
I didn't put any Parmesan or pesto or tomato sauce because I wanted you to taste the real thing. But imagine it with a sauce or something like that.
It's probably sick.
Your most finicky eater will eat this. It tastes like ravioli.
You're a genius. She's a genius, people. A genius. This is really something. I'm only having little bites because there's so much food here. And I know Jacqueline's also got something. Trader Jack's in the house.
And then we got some little dessert if you guys want a cookie.
If you give a mouse a cookie, I'm a
Oh my God,
mouse.
these are delicious.
The chocolate chip cookie.
I want to try the pizza.
I had to make them 3 times yesterday because everyone kept attacking them.
Okay, are these the ones that you gave to my book launch? The chocolate chips?
The flour is different. The flour is because these are
There you go, ZK.
the ones we're cutting on.
Okay, this is the pizza. Okay, little pizza mezze. How do you pronounce it?
Mazza.
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 Like a long A. Mazza.
Mazza.
But if you go to some restaurants, they call it mezze.
Yeah, that's how I would say. Is that wrong?
No, it's
No,
fine.
there's
It's all
no
good.
wrong way to
Tomato kind of thing.
Right.
Amazing.
Imagine you have a finicky kid that doesn't want to eat on
These will
Passover.
be.
And
I mean, we're eating them cold. We're eating them cold.
You're eating them cold. And I have a wood-burning oven, the new Breville, and I make big pizzas on that. So if you're having a kid's birthday party or something like that, or you just really miss pizza, I got it. I mean, I have in my kitchen, my dedicated gluten-free kitchen.
There is so much flavor here.
Thank you.
Even like the tomato sauce, where it's really about this bread, but even the flavor of your fillings that you're
Right,
putting
and that's
in
what
there.
I do. I work hard on making the fillings extra good so that, you're really enjoying the food. Because I believe everyone...
This is, yeah, and can I just say, this year was big. Last year was a big week of Chol HaMoed. I'm not sure about next year. I can't remember what 2020, but Pesach 2021 is going to start on a Motzei Shabbos.
Oh, my God.
We haven't had those in at least 14 years from now.
I feel like we have.
No, we had the first year I was living in my house, and that was about 14 or 15 years
We
ago.
don't forget those.
I don't forget them.
My oldest is turning 13. I definitely had one since I had a kid.
So maybe that was the year. Maybe that was the year, but it's been more than 10 years since we've had that. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. So be warned.
Well, you'll have to get my pita bread that year.
You have a 2-year warning. But even your pita bread is not even hamotzi because Shabbos morning you still have to make hamotzi. And you can't have matzah.
So we usually eat. I remember getting pita bread to have we didn't have challah. We had pita bread. We made hamotzi on pita bread.
It's going to be a challenge, but the rabbis have got about 2 years to get that together.
Ooh, don't say 2 years. My son's bar mitzvah's then. So
Oh, really?
the January before.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Leora's bat mitzvah is next year. Okay. Here we go. Cookie time. So these are soft cookies. KZK, can I pass you some cookie? He's like, pass that cookie, Naomi. Stop talking and hand over the cookie.
Okay.
This would have been really good with last week on the show that we had like 2 weeks ago with the Moscato and milk. Dip this chocolate into...
We can put that together right now.
The Moscato is not kosher Pesach.
Correct.
So you can't do it on Pesach, but you can have the cookie
If
on
you eat
Pesach with
kidney,
plain
it is.
milk.
If you
Right.
eat kidney, it
Right.
is.
Well, you have to, everyone will ask.
Everyone will ask.
But this with just a plain cup of milk in the morning on Pesach. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
So
God.
these are available for purchase at many stores.
Yes, they will be. They're coming out soon. I'm waiting till after Purim when all the stores switch over. So I'm waiting. They'll be out now, shortly.
Right. So,
I
it's
waited
right
till
after
after Purim.
Purim.
Right.
It's right after Purim now.
So I waited now, so you expect delivery. And if anybody outside the New York area wants them, ask your local kosher store to carry them.
My friend in Chicago saw my story with you,
Right.
and I think she was reaching out to
Right.
either you.
The Hungarian market in Chicago would have them. There are a few stores, and we're actually going national now. So everyone can have them.
It's so fantastic. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It's going to be under a different name. So we'll put that out there as soon as we're ready to launch that. But it'll be the same exact product with a private label, and we'll let you know what that is.
So stay tuned. So follow Esther on Instagram and stay tuned for all the stuff that she's got going on. She's just a fabulous teacher, as we saw at the class. She's a fabulous person, a brilliant businesswoman, a great chef, and she's doing these great things for the kosher market, for Kosher Pesach.
And also the gluten-free community that really needs a tremendous amount of awareness.
So let's even pull back from just the Pesach time frame that we are in, that it's right now, we're in this zone. But when you pull back and you look at the other 51 weeks a year that you service the gluten-free community.
And imagine that for them, it's Passover all year long. They can't even eat matzah. They can't eat matzah meal. So none of my products have cake meal, or matzah in them because those are not gluten-free. So imagine Passover 52. You're worried about one extra day. They have it 52 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
So we really have to bring awareness and provide much more options for them, and that's where I come in. And I love what I do. It's my passion. It really is.
It's so great.
And I'm not personally gluten-free, and that really gives me an edge.
Right.
I'm going to say this as someone who I know Esther.
Jacqueline from Stuffed.
I know Esther my whole life. She was always hardworking, always came up with, you always had ideas in the kitchen. Always, always, always. So this is great.
I'm so proud. And,
I'm so proud to be here.
We spoke about, we had 2 weeks ago, we had Abby Wallen from the Jewish Women's Entrepreneur. And we were just talking about how we from women really stick together, promote each other,
empower each other. That's
a great word. Empower each other. I love that.
That's the ideal word to use.
Right. And I really before Instagram became a huge thing, we were one of the first. Busy in Brooklyn, and me, you, Overtime Cook, Melinda. We remember when we saw you at that cooking thing. It was
the
first
Gustavus.
time was it?
I saw you at the Gustavus. Yes, I did. See you
but also, weren't you at the one with he won Top Chef?
Oh, Katsubi
Tanabe.
Yes,
he had a cooking class at Masbia.
Yes.
And that's the first time we all met each other, and we were all starstruck. We follow you on Instagram. She's like, no, we follow you, and it was really cute.
I remember. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was a long time ago.
And that was actually a Passover class.
It was?
Yes, it was. It was Katsubi's Passover class.
Right, because I went with Melinda because we were working she was helping me with my business. It was the first year.
And he put dates in the salad dressing. He made us a drink. Oh my God, everything was insane.
So flavorful.
Yeah, I never forgot that. I wish we could do that again. He's so much fun.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a really great class way back. It's got to be at least 5 years ago.
I could look it up on my Instagram. I definitely posted it. That's my journal, my Instagram.
Right. It's true. Whenever I need to look something up, I'm like, I can just go to my Instagram and take a look at that. It's really great that you have brought a lot to the gluten-free and the kosher, kosher Pesach market. It's so exciting to see the growth. I mean, there are so many products going on right now. I wish I knew the statistics. And I will get them for after the show, maybe after Pesach.
I mean, the reaction that I'm getting is like, I can't do anything at night. I'm all day long with DMs and texts, and they want my menu, and everybody's just, can you ship here, and can you ship here? And my head is just spinning.
You need an assistant.
I need a few assistants.
Okay, absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Stick around. This is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. We are having a great Gab Fest today with a Syrian crew from Brooklyn. We have Esther Anzaroot from Syrian glutenfree.sy, gluten-free maze. Did I say it right? Maze.
It's food. It's all good.
I have to make sure someone goes, you're saying it wrong. I'm like, I've got an Australian accent. Everything I say is wrong.
I'm from Virginia. I'm from the South. So.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't grow up in Brooklyn?
No.
How did your family end up in the South? Because most of the Syrian...
Because they were in the resort business, so they had stores over there, and that was their business. But we came here to be a part of the, the more religious community.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of an accent, too.
Yeah, you do.
A little bit. I don't know. I just hear Brooklyn.
I know it.
I'm American. I'm not American, so I'm like...
So everything sounds the same to you.
Yeah, when people call me up, they go, hey, blah, 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 and they start talking, I'm like, who is this? You got to say your name because they think I recognize their voice. But I always say all Americans sound the same. Some have different accents. Canadians have a different accent.
Oot and a boot, yeah.
Yeah, oot and about, and everything was A.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, A? And I'm like, good. A. Yeah, so, all right, Jacqueline Elbaz. How you doing?
Good. Very happy to be here.
Very happy to finally have you on the show. It's great. So Jacqueline and I met. She was a competitor at the Gourmet Glut Borough Park shop competition that I ran last January.
Yeah.
I don't even remember my life pre-Jacqueline. Really, I don't. We became instant friends. And you probably always say, I always say, oh, my friend is on the show and everyone's my friend. Really, a lot of them are my friends. And when I say it, I really mean it. But we really became friends. Yeah. I've gone to her house and she's come to my house. And
my kids are your friends.
Her kids do the very funny Naomi Nachman voice impersonation. So do Esther Walby's kids also.
Yeah, my 6-year-old, every day sounds like Naomi Nachman.
That's so funny. Well, you can all listen to the show. People go, I like your accent. I've got 200 hours on the archives that people can listen to now. I think this should show like 206 now or something. Moving right along to hit that happy 300. I hope we get to do that. Okay, let's talk. You're new in the industry. So
I guess I'm a newbie. I started 4 years ago, but I always cooked. I learned I lived upstairs from my great-grandmother my whole life. So I learned how to cook from my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother. Real traditional, learned how to do everything from scratch. And from the day I got married, I taught myself how to cook. Always had dinner parties. Always did it, as fun. And then after I had my last kid, I said, oh, let's see what happens. And thank Baruch Hashem, it grew. And I haven't looked back.
Now, her name is Stuffed on Instagram. Do you want to say why you're called Stuffed?
Okay.
I know, but I want everyone else to hear.
So the question I always get from people who are not Syrian, who don't understand the term, a lot of Syrian food is stuffed with rice and meat, or it's stuffed with something. So, it's a little tongue-in-cheek, stuffed with 4 Fs. Stuffed with 2 Fs was taken, so.
Oh, really? So you did not 3, but 4.
But 4.
Okay. So so give us an example what you stuffed.
Okay, so I do everything. I do meat, dairy, parv, milchik, fleischiks.
Okay, can I just tell you both, you and Esther, the funniest story?
Yeah.
Whenever I do a story on Instagram and I say milchiks or fleischiks, and the other week I said had lich benching. So I had a girl from Instagram go, Naomi, I'm Syrian. What's lich benching? And I
have no idea what it is.
You don't know what it is?
What's that?
It's so funny. Right?
What does that mean?
For us, do you know it?
No.
Must be dairy.
No, lich benching means candle lighting.
Oh, okay. I was going to say
no.
lich light. Right.
Lich light.
Oh, that's
benching. Lich benching is candle lighting.
Okay, now that you say it, it makes sense. But
we say it like it's nothing. Scheitelmacher, right? Like the Yiddish words that we say.
Yeah, but a lot of the more religious Syrians call it scheitelmachers.
Right, because they learn it in Brooklyn.
The vernacular, right.
The vernacular, right? But isn't that funny? Like, for me, it's so normal.
But by us, we say milk and meat. And it's like, I was by Fleishik's kitchen doing something.
For the magazine. Fleishik's magazine, yeah.
And I said meat, and I said dairy. And the looks I got from everyone, they're like, what? I'm like, I'm sorry. Milchik, Fleishik, got it.
Right. It's funny how different cultures, and we're like live next to each other. Like,
but it's everybody connects through food. That's the best part. So I make Syrian food, and I like to change it up. I like to make it healthy. I stuff it traditional white rice and meat, but I'll do cauliflower rice. I'll do vegetables. I'll do quinoa. I have fun with my food. I'm not a baker. We both don't bake. I don't bake.
Do you bake much?
No, I do. I made these cookies, but it's kind of like forced. I'm more savory.
Right.
I like to experiment, and you can't do that with baking.
Right.
Put me in the kitchen, throw ingredients in my face. Okay, I'll come up with it. Ask me to bake, not going to happen.
Yeah, I can't. It was a really big challenge with my book. I thank God I had Miriam Pascal to guide me.
Oh yeah,
but she worked me. She didn't just give it to me.
No,
she worked me. She made me think about it.
Yeah.
What's going to go? The balance of ingredients, savory. She taught me vanilla is like salt in a recipe.
Really?
Yeah. You know how, or garlic. More garlic.
Yeah.
More like garlic. A little more garlic, a little less garlic. And vanilla's like that too. A little more vanilla, something you can play with.
Right.
So salt actually has to be right. Balanced,
right.
I guess for one's own personal taste. I went out to eat with someone the other day. Before they put a morsel of food in their mouth, salt. I'm like,
that's my husband.
You're killing me.
That's my husband.
That was my grandfather, and that is my brother. Without a doubt, my grandfather, Allah Shalom, he passed away 4 years ago. There was always, when he was at my mother's house, there was always a thing of salt right by his And I don't put enough salt. I don't put a lot.
I have the same issue. I keep getting yelled at.
That there's not enough salt, but I'd rather you add the salt because you can't take it away.
You sound like my mother.
You know what? I learned that from my mother for sure.
Right, yeah. Go less because you can't take away.
Right. And I always add the salt last. Like when you're making like a soup or whatever, I always add my salt last. Because if I'm putting a ton of other herbs in it, I add a little, like I see as I need.
Right, so I actually add salt in the beginning, in the early stages, and I season it in layers.
Oh, that's
so if I fry onions, I'll add in some salt with the onions, and then I build it up from there.
See, I don't do that. When I make a vegetable soup, I do my onions and my garlic. I throw in all the vegetables, which I learned this tip from my aunt, from her sister-in-law.
Oh, so cute. You're all interconnected with each other.
It's true. So she told me, always cook your vegetables first. This is when I was first married 14 years ago. Chop all the vegetables. They secrete their own water. It cooked much faster.
Right.
It was a great tip. So
okay, good. You got to do what you know and what works.
You know what? Everybody
has around with other people's ideas.
Everybody has their own style.
Right.
And that's the best part of this business. And like the food in general. No two recipes are alike. Like you can make my recipe, you're not going to make it exactly how I do it.
Right. Everyone's different. You know, people say, I want to start a business. I want to be a new foodie on Instagram. And even though the market is completely saturated now, everybody has their own voice, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful saturation.
Everybody has their own style. Right. That's the best part.
Right.
And you know, you love Syrian food. We know that.
I love food.
You love food.
I love anything Sephardic food.
Okay.
I love Ashkenazic food too. I like the Hamish. I like the Sephardic.
You like everything. You're good.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
You know what? It's a big fun joke. I don't like rice. I couldn't be a real Sephardic or a real Asian.
You'd have a hard time.
Because in Asia they eat a lot of rice. As in Vietnam, their biggest export is rice.
Rice. Oh yeah, the rice bowls. Like
I'll eat sushi if it doesn't have too much.
Okay, so this has brown rice in it.
That's okay. I'll eat it with something. I just won't eat a bowl of rice.
Okay.
Doesn't Nachum love rice? Nachum loves rice.
What do you mean?
Nachum
you needed the rice. The rice for your cookbook.
Right. Oh. Let's just talk about that for a minute. I couldn't put on. I had to have a rice recipe in my cookbook. So who do I turn to? Jacqueline.
You're like, you're the Syrian. Do you have a rice?
Right.
And that was fun.
Right. And it was great and it's different and it was black.
It was black rice. Forbidden rice, yeah.
I wanted something different. I could not just make a white rice recipe.
No.
It wouldn't be my brand because everyone knows I don't eat rice and there's no yogurt in my book.
No.
Don't like yogurt.
I don't like yogurt in my food either. People like the majadida, the rice and lentils with yogurt or like the Lebanon or Lebanon. Lebanon I like.
Me too.
But not yogurt on my
That's so funny.
in my I don't like it.
I love Lebanon. Love it, but I cannot stand yogurt.
No.
Smells.
Especially Greek yogurt.
Sorry to all the yogurt lovers out there and the companies. I wish you all well. I actually did I do like a plain Dannon yogurt for Pesach.
Oh, so those are good. Yeah. I don't eat Greek yogurt. I've tried it.
I want to like it.
My kids eat it. Let them get the protein. It's okay.
Yeah. No, we buy a lot of yogurt for my family. Okay, so what have we got here, ZK? We got some good food.
Okay, so Naomi liked my idea for Purim last week. And I'm going to show you what
I was jealous I was not around in Brooklyn for Purim. So she goes, even though it's close to Pesach, I'm still going to make you the hamantash.
So these are mushroom umami spiced hamantash. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
It's
funny because after Purim, you never eat hamantash. Like you wait till Adar again. I know these are really nicely shaped, by the way.
Pizza dough. I made a pizza dough.
I know, but can I just say, I don't know if you saw my Instagram story like from a few weeks ago. I did my salami top pizza.
Yeah.
And I pinched the sides with a mazel pizza.
Close?
It didn't.
I'll tell you what it was. You let it rise to. So, especially with mazel dough, which is very good. If you let it rise too much, it's going to like become a weird shape.
Yeah.
But pop these out of the freezer, wait about 10 minutes, and then shape them.
Oh, that's such a great idea because I really like it. I got like 3 or 4 perfect ones, but okay. So, I mean, we do have a lot of time before next Purim, but she knew I really wanted this, so she made me a batch. Thank you so much. So these are mazonot?
Yeah.
With mushrooms. I'm not flashing.
No.
Okay, because I guess...
No, they're portobello.
I know. I had them coordinate what they were making. So
they're portobello mushrooms.
Okay, did you have, ZK?
Good.
You have to talk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait.
We can't have silence.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Means the food's good when there's silence.
Okay. I'm going to show you what else I brought.
I just know.
It's good?
What's in the filling? It's like delicious.
Okay, you called me Trader Jack's.
Oh,
Okay?
why?
Guys, I'm a very big Trader Joe's junkie. I was Trader Jack's for Purim.
Oh, that's
So there's a
cute.
mushroom umami spice from Trader Joe's in there, which gives it such a kick. There's no salt because the mushroom umami has salt in it already.
Can I just say, I've never bought it.
Buy it.
I know. When next time you go to Trader Joe's, will you let me know?
Okay. I'll probably be there next week.
Okay.
Oh,
my gosh.
okay.
That's so good. I'm only eating a little bit at a time because I have to pace myself.
Okay.
That
The
was
second
delicious.
thing.
It was right. So it's so flavorful.
Okay.
Oh.
So now-
can we take some photos so we can share these with Okay, there you go. We're going to put this on the feed. Oh wow.
Okay. So traditionally, I make mershi with rice and meat.
That's the mershi.
Mershi.
Oh.
Okay. This is zucchini, right? So I stuff it with brown rice and chickpeas. And I don't cook it the traditional way. I put turmeric in it.
Oh, fantastic. Ah.
I put turmeric in it. So it's
Yellow.
nice and flavorful. It's baked for 3 hours on 400, so it
But
gets
just
soft.
to let you know, this is not a Pesach version of mershi.
No,
Even
no,
though-
but can be made Pesach with cauliflower rice. If you eat quinoa, you could eat quinoa. Syrians traditionally do eat rice on Pesach. Not everyone.
Why? Why not
So,
everyone?
so I don't eat rice on Pesach. My father-in-law is Egyptian, but his father was Moroccan, so they don't eat rice, but we do eat kitniot.
So interesting. Like
Everybody has their thing. Like
Then-
some people don't eat quinoa. Some people do.
right, it's funny. It's just like us. With some eat garlic, some don't eat ketchup, some
Some
only
don't eat garlic. Who does?
Yeah, a lot
Really?
of people because it's grown in Europe. It was grown near the wheat, so it depends. ZK is like cupping the cookies. Come,
Would you
mate.
like to try the mershi?
Yes, we would. Nachum Seeker would probably also like to try the mershi. He's not here, so more for us to eat.
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll leave him some.
Traditionally, it's better warmed up, but this is good room temperature because it's
Everything is good slightly warm. You should always eat food at the right temperature.
no, for sure. No, I mean I cooked it this morning.
Yeah,
so-
I know. And then she so kindly brought it in for us. Okay, do we have a knife?
I have one right here. Hold on. Here.
I have one. CK, you can have one too. Oh my gosh, we've been eating a lot. This is great. I said to CK, I was going to get food for us from the store, from the kosher store here on Grand Street, but I don't need to because I knew we were having a big lineup of guests. Yeah, right? Okay, here
Let
we
me
go.
know what you think. And I par cook the rice first, so it doesn't get hard, so it's not
So-
hard.
CK, can you like zoom in on that for a second? I'm sorry to interrupt your lunch. Sorry, CK.
What is this stuff with rice?
So
Right,
it's
but
up. How do you get the middle out?
How do I get the? Oh,
Scoop it.
I should have the scooper.
The scooper.
So there is a mershi scooper that I bought in the shuk in Israel, but Kitchen Caboodles in Brooklyn sells it.
She gave
She
me
gave
one.
you one. Okay. It comes with 4 different attachments. It's plastic. It doesn't need to be dipped.
Toiveld.
Not Toveld. Okay.
You not
Sorry.
use the word Toiveld?
Not really.
Is Toiveld Yiddish? Al Hatzvilah. What do you say, dip?
Dipped.
Oh, that's so cute.
So it's the easiest thing. It cores the zucchini or any vegetable and it doesn't break the shell.
Really? Wait, so can I just ask you, do you have to cook the zucchini first?
No.
So you just go...
You literally, no, it's like
You
a
need to watch
no,
me
no, no.
do
It's
this
like
show
a pencil
today, 'cause-
sharpener. No. It's literally like a pencil sharpener.
Uh-huh.
And it like cores the middle out.
Yeah, what do you do with the middle?
So I'll make a frittata or a quiche or a jibbin.
Jibbin. What's jibbin?
Quiche.
Oh, wait. I did it with Beth Warren once at my show in Wesley Kosher.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So that way you don't waste the inside.
Jibbin is literally cheese in Arabic.
It's cheese and egg and whatever.
Oh, jibbin. I have to remember that. Yeah. I
So that way you don't waste your vegetable. You do your thing and that's it.
Oh,
And-
cool.
So this, I just par cook the rice, stuff it, spice, and cover it and bake it.
It's very good. I would imagine this being sensational with meat.
Oh yes, my 4-year-old. I cook my mershi in the crock pot. I don't use my crock pot for challah. The meat one I cook in the crock pot.
Oh, for Shabbat?
For Shabbat.
Shabbat?
So my 4-year-old demands every Friday, every Shabbat, she demands mechshi in the crock pot. She knows the difference.
I would totally go down for that.
It's so easy. Stuff the zucchini or whatever I did for fleischiks. I did baby peppers.
We're going to talk about that in a
I
minute.
did baby peppers and zucchini. I cooked it with tomato sauce, garlic, lemon, mint, salt, and water.
Oh, you're very big into your mint.
I love my mint. And I let it cook for like 12 hours. First on high, then on low, and it was perfectly cooked.
So you can make this Friday afternoon before Shabbat.
You can make it Friday, exactly, for Saturday.
Shabbos.
We don't eat cholent anymore. My husband used to make ashki cholent.
Ashki. Is that what you call us? Ashki.
Ashkenaz cholent.
Wait, but don't the Syrians.
No, they say something else.
Yeah, is it not nice?
Not really. But, you know.
Short for JW.
JW. What?
Yeah.
JW. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, they wanted to say, like, we call ourselves, like, my business, SY.
Right.
That's what we call ourselves. She's SY. My business is called SY. So if we wanted to say someone was not Syrian, they were Jewish, it would be
No. Talking to the microphone.
JW. They would be JW. And I guess they got lazy and it became J-Dub, but it's not derogatory at all.
It's not derogatory at all, but people used to call, like, you know.
Right, they take offense at it.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm not
use,
offended.
No.
I don't use that word. I use Ashkenaz. I don't use J-Dub.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'll tell you, you can call me a J-Dub. So long as it's
You can do anything with the crock pot. I don't know. Again, we did cholent for so many years, and then my husband stopped. Make my mechshi. I'll make my pulled beef in it. I'll throw it in the crock pot.
Right before Shabbat?
Right before Shabbat.
Wow, I should try that. Have any of you guys done
I made your flanken soup.
my flank and onion soup?
Onions
Yeah,
in the
that's
crock
great.
pot, yeah.
That's been a really popular recipe.
That's on
and-
repeat.
And you can do that for Pesach. Just leave out the miso.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just leave out the miso, and it's 100% like.
I've done a
kosher
chicken.
Pesach.
I've done like a baby chicken with vegetables. I just on a regular weekday. If I'm in a rush, I throw it in the crock pot. It slow cooks. When I get home, it's ready.
So what's the other thing they all talk about?
The Instapot?
Instapot.
No, I'm not a fan.
Is that a thing? Is that like a crock pot, or it's the opposite?
I think it is a crock pot.
No, I think it's a little
pressure
different than a
cooker.
crock- It's something. I don't know.
The pressure cooker. All right. Well,
I have enough gadgets. I have my air fryer.
Maybe we'll talk about it on my show next week. I'll ask. I maybe the guys from next week's show will know a little bit about it, but because it might be good for Pesach with all that cooking, you can cook fast.
Well, that's
Okay,
And you
that's
get
a
an
good
ex-
idea. I'm
and
going
you
to
get an
write.
extra burner.
I'm going to write that down to talk about my show next week. Actually,
Instant Pot.
Instapots,
And
Instapots,
then you get an extra burner.
and I'm having Deanie Klein on also, and she's got that other thing in the water.
Oh, the sous vide.
Sous vide.
No, not sous vide.
Yes, that big thing that's a sous vide machine.
Oh, okay. I'm writing this down. I'm going to ask my guest on my next week's show about that. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about Fleischiks Magazine. Schiff and Shlomi are not here,
But we love them.
but we love them a lot. They're awesome people.
Yes, they are.
And just giving and wonderful. And they've started a new magazine. I've had them on the show quite a few times from Joy of Kosher and now Fleischiks. They featured you.
Yes, they did.
Chaya Suri from Spice and Zest, who's been on the show a few times, who I absolutely
Love.
adore. And Naomi Elbaz.
And Naomi
TGIS.
Elberg and also Gitti from Miskeo.
Oh, Gitty from Moscow. She was on the show last before Purim.
Yeah. And
Oh my gosh.
and we had an epic Chillin' Crawl with that Miriam Pascal was the editor the guest editor, and she, God bless her, I don't know how she did it, but she's amazing.
She's amazing. So Miriam told me always when it was going on. Of course, Schiff and Shlomi also invited me. She said, come join us. There's always something going on. A chop competition. I was away. Who knows what with me. But I did come to one of them.
You made it to the last one.
I made it to the last
I was
one.
at the first one.
And I was at the last one. And I only went to one stop because I had just finished some work. And then I had a little bit of time at like 10 o'clock at night to run down the road. Thank God it was in Cedarhurst so I could run out and get it.
Oh, they came to Brooklyn, and we had an epic. We went to Borough Park, Williamsburg. Definitely an experience.
Okay, what was your favorite cholent? Is there a standout in your mind for the cholent?
Essence Cholent was pretty good.
Where's that?
On Coney Island Avenue in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay, cool.
But again, I'm not a huge Cholent fan.
Is that because you didn't grow up eating cholent?
No. I mean, because for the first 7 years of my marriage, my husband made it.
Do you guys make cholent?
Yes.
Do Syrians eat cholent?
So-
do you call it something else?
They call it chamim.
Hamim. Oh, that's very
Very similar.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've had Moroccan.
My mother-in-law makes it every.
You put in eggs in or something.
Yeah.
Right?
My husband never put eggs in. He put kishka in.
Oh, he's a little. He has a inner.
He went to yeshiva in Rochester after high school, so that's it.
He is in Ashkenaz, like I'm in
that's
Sephardic.
it.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, so tell us about your article in Fleischicks. What a beautiful job they did, as always.
Okay, by the way, I can't even believe it. It's crazy. So what started out, it was supposed to be 2 recipes, ended up being a beautiful spread, by the way. How gorgeous did their food stylist? She literally did a gorgeous job.
I'm holding it up to the camera for those who are watching on our YouTube channel on the Nachum Siegel Net. If you're listening to on our podcast or on NSN app, I'm steering you to listen on whatever way you want to platform, but also watch our show. Our show is hilarious in the studio on the Nachum Siegel Network on the Lower East Side, and we have a lot of visuals because I always tell people to bring in food, so you'll hear us talk about it, but you also want to see us and roll our eyes and taste the food. Seeing is believing as well. So here is from the Fleischicks magazine. It's almost like, I don't want to say centerfold, but the main center is a beautiful spread of a feast and it's called From Syria with Love, written by no other than Jacqueline Elbaz.
And this was so much fun. I had fun. I love Syrian food. Anytime someone asks me about it, I could talk about it for hours. So anything you want to know, I don't mind answering. I enjoy people wanting to learn about my culture. You know, it's so important that we're all in the same business, but everyone has a different aspect, and it's so important for everybody to, explore your horizons and taste buds and, things. Being in this business, I didn't eat duck before a few years ago. I was always intimidated to try it.
Right.
Now I tried it, and I would eat it again. So
okay, that's fantastic. So when did you come from? Where did your family come from? Syria?
My family?
Either one of yours.
My mother came in about 1950. I think my father came in, believe it or not, 1920. Believe it or not, which is almost 100 years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah.
They were escaping persecution.
At that time, they weren't yet. They were just looking for a better life. My mother was 31. My father, I think, was 15. So I grew up in a Syrian...
They weren't married at that age.
Correct.
No. To each other.
No,
That's when they came.
They met each other in America, and I understand Arabic fluently because my parents spoke it at home.
It's like our Yiddish.
So I don't. I'm 3rd generation. My great-grandmother came from Syria. My father was born here, but when he was 9 months old, my grandmother's from Venezuela, so he lived in Venezuela from when he was 9 months old till he was 13.
And then they came back.
So I understand some Arabic, but I don't speak it.
You speak Spanish?
I understand it. I don't speak it. I mean, broken Spanish, but...
Like my broken
Spanglish.
Spanglish, exactly. Like I can understand...
My English.
Being around my friends, I have some of my best friends came from Syria, so I caught on the lingo, but I can't have a conversation. So English and Hebrew, that's about it.
Right.
The interesting thing about coming from Aleppo is that it was a port city, and a lot of the Syrians became traders. Right. And a lot of people who came from Damascus, which was a little bit more inland, became more academic, doctors and lawyers, and you'll see that in the culture. So
interesting.
Yes, that's true.
I know in Panama there's a big Syrian Jewish community.
And Seattle also, they have one, Seattle, Washington. I think they have one.
Yeah,
also.
they do. But a lot. Melinda's from Seattle. A friend of mine who's Syrian grew up. They were friends. Years later, I didn't know. Like they knew each other. Yeah. They were best friends growing up. There's a big community over there in Florida.
But it's interesting. My husband's family is from Yanina, which is in Greece, and it's a small. They're not really Sephardic Jews. They're Romaniot Jews, which is not Ashkenaz and it's not Sephardic.
Wow,
there's two shuls in the world that are Romaniot.
Wow.
One is up the road here on the Lower East Side. Yeah,
wow.
yeah. One is up the road, and the other one is in Israel. There's no other shuls of Romaniot Jews left in the world.
That's fascinating.
Fascinating. But they have a community, like it's not a shul because they don't have enough, but there's a lot of Jews from Yanina that ended up in Seattle also.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, like the wandering Jews, whether you're Sephardic background or
my dad
Ashkenaz.
Can spot someone from Venezuela. He came when he was 13. He's not 13 anymore. We were in Toronto when I was maybe a teenager, and he heard some guy speaking Spanish. Like, oh, you're from Venezuela. He knew from the guy's accent where he was from.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Very
right?
funny. Not everyone could do that. I don't know.
Yeah, he has a cute ear. Is he musical?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Not at all.
Maybe you don't know he is. Maybe
no, he's not.
That's very funny.
Sorry, Dad.
Yeah. So the Fleischiks magazine, and we're going to bring it back to Fleischiks. They did a beautiful job.
Beautiful.
With all the different, I call it guest roles that they have.
Guess what? Even there was also the Ghetto Gourmet, Eliza.
Elisa's in this also.
How
did I miss that?
Shifra made her basbousa recipe, which is amazing.
Basbousa. What is that? I'm just looking
Syrian
now.
pastry. I don't know. I don't bake, so I can't tell you. But
Eliza is amazing.
Yeah.
I have got to get her on the show. The Ghetto Gourmet. She was actually one of the first Instagrammers.
She
Her
was.
with Chef Chaya. They were the
Yeah.
first really
Yep.
two big ones.
Yep.
She's skyrocketed Chef Chaya,
Yeah.
like to another level. It's amazing.
everybody has their niche. They bring
Right.
something different.
Is this what you were telling me about kibbeh mushrooms?
This is kibbeh
So
mushroom.
is that what I have in my freezer that I
So
got
you have the
from you?
kibbeh balls, yeah.
I have kibbeh, so I should just saute this with onions and mushrooms?
No onions. Saute it. Throw in the mushrooms, salt, pepper, and allspice. That's all I put, and the water, and that's it.
I can't imagine making something without onions. That's how we do
I
it.
put a little white wine. Gives it
Oh, that's
little.
a
A little
one,
white wine. Is this good the next day cold? Not cold, like can I heat this up on
Of course
Shabbat
you
lunch?
do. Yeah.
And do the kibbeh balls like get yucky?
No.
They'll be delicious.
That's why you have, someone once said to me, oh, Syrian food is disgusting. And I was with my 12-year-old and I looked
That's
at
so
her.
not nice.
No. So I was like, okay. She's like, I don't know. I bought the kibbeh balls. I'm like, what'd you do to them? Nothing, or just saute them. I'm like, that's why you didn't cook them properly.
You have to do it right.
As long
So-
as you flavor is key.
Oh, I've got a book all about
Hello?
flavor.
And this is the crock pot, Bakshi.
Okay. I think I'd like to make that this week. I'm having some friends. I can just do zucchinis. I don't have to.
You could do whatever vegetable. You could do tomato, onion, anything.
Potato,
I
And
love
the-
tomato merci.
grape leaves.
And
I have a video with me and Beth Warren making. Am I saying all right? Yebre.
Yeah.
Perfect. Better than me.
There, good. So I made yebre with her, healthy, low fat, low carb on kosher.com.
right. So you have your cauliflower. So you could put cauliflower rice in there. It's delicious.
Yeah, I can't remember what we did. It was sweet and it had.
So I do
Fruit.
a lemony. You know, I like my.
Yeah, it was
we love our
lemony.
food lemony. I don't put sweet. I do lemon, mint, garlic.
No, she had
She did-
sweet filling with a
Oh,
lemony.
sweet. Oh, with like
a lemony
with
sauce.
with like cranberries and all.
I can't remember.
Okay.
We have to go to the video to watch.
I use pineapple juice in mine with tamarind
Really?
sauce. Yeah.
Oh, I love that's ooh, right? Is
Yeah,
that
the
ooh?
oot and pineapple juice. Instead of lemon, I replace it with pineapple juice and little pieces of dried pineapple. It's insane.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
love
try that.
That's
Okay.
really cool. Here we are.
Just credit me. That's all. You
Of
can,
course. Always.
Always. We're all about networking and growing together. Okay, so and of course we have Chaya Suri. I've got to get my hands on that sourdough bread.
Yeah. My daughter wants for her birthday a sourdough slice.
Oh, that's so
So
cute.
she's gonna do her online. I told her
Just to let you know, me and Chaya Suri have a video of us on kosher.com.
making sourdough.
Making like we did hors d'oeuvres for Purim. Go check that out on kosher.com with me and Chaya Suri.
The whole magazine, though, it's beautifully photographed and written so well. There's so much information. Each issue keeps getting better and better.
You know, I really try because I know what it's like when you're trying to make trying to promote a book, and for them, I do 1 book, 2 books. That's it. They have a magazine coming out every 4 weeks, and that is really hard.
And
That's like having a
Pesach,
baby every week.
they did have a live where they were talking about their Pesach issue.
Right.
And they're coming out with a restaurant guide and a recipe guide. If you're, forget it.
Right. So that will probably be on the shelves momentarily. I'm not sure when that's going to be airing out, but you can listen to that.
Yeah.
Make sure you pick up. You can do a subscribing. And I love the fact they did a kiddish edition. We actually had our own kiddish show basically last week when I had Gitzi from Moscow and the Naftali Engel from the Rebbe's Choice Herring. So we basically had a kiddish here, right? It was a lot of fun. So there's a lot always going on with different people's culture and food. And
I love it. I love learning. I love trying new things, new flavors, new spices. Literally get a chopped competition in my kitchen.
Okay, questions for you, Esther. I'm going to fire away at you. Favorite food?
my favorite food.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's artichokes. Maybe. I like
Oh, favorite spice?
spice. I would say maybe garlic powder or some cumin. I don't know. Not a spicy person. But
Okay, but flavoring.
flavoring. Yeah.
Okay. Food that you dislike the most?
Beets. Didn't even have to
Really?
think about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that came right out. Really?
Really
Peppers.
just don't like beets.
You don't like peppers? Okay, well, you're next.
No.
Okay. If you were on a desert island and you had to take 2 food items with you to make food or dry goods that you could continue using, what would they be?
Well, I know potato would maybe be one, and maybe pasta. Though they have to be dry.
Right, no, like a flavor seasoning.
Oh, a seasoning?
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I have to take some salt, and I think I'd take pepper.
Okay, very good. Back to the basics. I thought you might say allspice because that's definitely a very big
Yes,
Syrian
a very
flavor.
Syrian spice, yeah. But,
You have to get used to it.
yeah, but they call it paharat.
Baharat.
Baharat.
Yeah.
And say cumin.
Kamoon.
Cumin. What's another one that they say funny?
Oh,
Not funny.
call it
I say it funny.
Paprika. No, not really.
No,
it's
really.
just
Because there's a
cumin and
few,
allspice.
right, because whenever I say cumin,
zata.
Oh, zata.
zata,
No,
but
everyone
we all
says
say that
I
the
said
same.
zata, and somebody goes, "You mean zatar?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever you say."
Where were they from?
Right, that's
You're a
interesting.
chef.
Okay, for you, miss. Okay, favorite food?
Definitely yebra.
Really?
Any parv, meat, I could eat it all the time.
Okay, food you dislike the most?
I hate peppers. I hate
Me also.
peppers. I can.
We have the same taste.
We do. I don't like peppers, and I don't like Brussels sprouts.
Really? Oh, when they're cooked right, they're
No,
like
so
chips.
I
Oh,
bought
man.
I bought them for my husband, and my daughter wanted, so I tried to eat them. I couldn't, but we have them almost every week, air fried.
Air fried. Oh my god. We spoke about sous vide and Instapot. We didn't even touch air fryer. You air fry everything.
I air fry everything. Everything.
Don't mean the air fry. Like she loves air frying everything.
You know what? Like Esther said before, with the Instapot, when I'm cooking for a job or the holidays, I use my stovetop, I use my oven, I use my crock pot, and I use my air fryer. I have one for Pesach.
You know, I have one. I tell
And you still never use
I
it.
still never use it. I feel so bad.
You have the same air fryer as me. You have the Breville
No,
Smart
so
oven
she
air.
has
yeah,
an
yeah.
air fryer
So
from before.
No, I have that from before. A company sent it to me. I still haven't opened. I feel so bad, and now I can't remember the name of the company that sent it to me.
Oh, okay, because you have the same one that I have, the Breville.
Do you use that?
I do. I fry my kibbehs. I air fry my kibbehs, and their customers
Mine
love
is from
them.
Kettle and Court in Brooklyn.
And the chicken nuggets. Not everybody wants to eat fried food, so I give them that option.
Your chicken nuggets.
Why not? Why not? Mincy cake, fried food all the
Can
way,
I just
baby.
say, her chicken nuggets at your book thing, at your book launch, you had the chicken cutlets, the chicken nuggets with the honey, with the Tubi's honey.
Yeah, it was really
I still talk about it because it was so good.
You guys make the most delicious, the meze with the little chicken and the honey. Is that what you?
That's what I do. I really want people who are gluten free to get a flavor explosion, especially kids. You know, it's like when we used to eat kosher. We used to feel like if it was just kosher, it was good enough. It's not good enough. We want good food. There's so many restaurants. It's the same thing with gluten free. It's not just enough to be gluten free. It's got to be flavorful. It's got to be fresh. It's got to be good. It's got to be gourmet. And I'm really passionate about the gluten free community.
That it's amazing that chicken. When you brought that home, when you brought that to my house, it was gone
Yeah.
in.
I have people tell me I'm not gluten free.
That
That's
was
my
my
favorite
favorite
thing.
thing.
That
I
chicken.
said that was my
chicken.
favorite
My
thing.
daughter
Guys,
calls it crack.
Buy it for during the week, for Shabbos, for during the week. It's just have it as a nash for the kids. I'd rather see my kids eat the chicken, which is not fried. It's not fried.
It is fried, but
Oh.
I can air fry it if you want.
You can air fry it or just to pick at. You know, it's much better than them having a packet of chips, as my mother always says. Don't eat that. Don't eat a packet of chips. You know.
Right.
Go
And
get
imagine
some.
a lot of kids are gluten free, so we really got to take care of them.
Okay, amazing, guys. This was unbelievable.
Thank you for having us.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
so-
Thank
such
you
a
for
pleasure.
bringing this insane, amazing, delicious food. It's like we got a feast here today, ZK. He's very happy. He doesn't like when I have guests without food. No, just joking. We love our guests, but we love when we have something yummy and delicious to eat, to share with everyone. We want you to be able to see and experience what we get to experience right here on Table for Two. So just want to wish everyone a good Shabbos. We have music sponsored by our friends at Kedem all the way up to Lich Benching. I know that Pesach is coming very soon, so happy Pesach, Erev Pesach shopping. We've got one more show coming up before Pesach. I just want to say good Shabbos to everyone and see you next week.